Hey, how's everybody doing? It's me, Tracy Bryant Swint, also known as the Womb Minister, self-care guru, wife of my sexy ass husband, Dana Swint of Ancient World Gemstone Jewelry. We are also the proud owners of Holy Smoke Temple and our movement, Black Love Empire. And also check out our products on Sensual Honey Feminine Wellness. But right now, I want to talk to you about a program that we actually have coming up on September 21st and 22nd. And hey Ebony, hey Renee. I want to talk about our Spirit Baby healing and release ceremony that we have coming up. If you have lost a child due to voluntary reasons or involuntary reasons, whether it be abortion, miscarriage, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancy, SIDS, or maybe you had a child and he or she left soon after coming here to the earth. You still have residual trauma in your womb space, in your muscle memory, and trapped in your DNA. And so, hey Ramona, baby, hey Tabia, we have to do things to get this trapped energy, traumatic energy up out of our womb space and out of our bodies, up out of our emotional memories and our muscle memory. So we have an event here in Atlanta, Georgia on the 20, let me go be sure about that because sometimes I can be wrong. Divas, we mess up too sometimes. Let me tell you when it is exactly. It is our Spirit Baby healing and release ceremony. We're very proud of it. I worked really hard on this program, being me also being a survivor of having an abortion. And I think I told my story last time about how it affected me. I was actually 19. I had already had 2 children. And I went to the clinic. My then baby's father at the time, who I loved dearly, was in prison. And I had 2 boys already. And I was struggling, trying to figure out how to do it on my own without him. So with that, what I did is I decided that I was going to go ahead and terminate the pregnancy. And when I got there to the abortion clinic, of course, I was over emotional because it was something that I really did not want to do. But when I got there, I went in and I had the procedure, which is known as day surgery. So it is surgery. And they did some kind of vacuum procedure, and I can hear it like sucking up the lining of my uterus and that whole piece. And I'm nervous. I think they gave me a little pill to kind of keep me calm, which it didn't because my anxiety had overrode the pill. Hey Keisha, hey cousin Harriet. So I went ahead and I heard this sucking noise. So that did something to me. With me being there, I had no support system. I had no women to support me. I had no older women to encourage me or speak to me or, comfort me, console me, any of that. I didn't get that at the time. Hey D, love to see you. I love seeing you. I love seeing you too, Keisha. And so with that experience, after they actually removed the lining and the baby, they put it on the tray next to me, with the tray that was down off of the medical table. And they placed it there in this blue paper, and they just placed the remains of the baby. And I asked, what is that? And it was like, that's what came out of you. That's your baby. So it was traumatic all the way through. And I shared this story before. So I'm crying and I'm crying. I cannot stop crying. Hey, Christina, I cannot stop crying. I'm just crying and crying and crying. And then the nurse comes in and says, what are you crying for? I said, because, I had to give up my baby and I had to do this. And I'm looking at the remains sitting on this tray. And she said, well, maybe next time you won't have unprotected sex. You won't just be having sex unprotected. This is not a form of birth control. And I'm like, wow. She did not know my situation. Hey, Angela. Hey, Latrice. She did not. Hey, Ed Tom. She did not know my my circumstance. She automatically assumed that I was being careless with my reproduction. And whether you're being careless with it or not, abortion is trauma. Okay? Whether you go in there and we're not taught how to deal with this trauma. Miscarriage is trauma. Stillbirths, trauma. Okay? I love you too, Mama Goddess Kalila. PCOS. Ectopic pregnancy. Sometimes we get pregnant in our tubes. Trauma. Many of us are still trying to have children after the fact that we've either miscarried or had an abortion or had a stillbirth. We're still trying to have children and are unable to have children after the fact. Why? There's a lot there. There's a lot going on there that we don't recognize and that we're not aware of. For one, anytime you become pregnant, there is a spiritual contract that is being made. Did you hear me? Anytime you become pregnant, I don't care how many times, I don't care if it wasn't by the one, it could have even been an incident of a forced sexual experience. There's still a contract going on in the spirit realm. That has to be closed. Okay? And then we have residual traumatic energy that is attached to the womb due to the removal of the child. There is so much going on there that we are not aware of. And when we go in and have abortions, whether they're voluntary, involuntary, or we have a miscarriage or a stillbirth or ectopic pregnancy, or our child dies from SIDS or transitions from SIDS, we still have unresolved trauma. Why? Because we're not taught how to deal with it. They just give us a pill and a prescription and they tell us, okay, we're done. Go on. Some of us have had miscarriages, had to go in and have DNCs and have hemorrhaged to death, almost to death. I was somebody that went through that after that experience. I hemorrhaged within a month. I was clotting and could uncontrollably, and they had to give me a DNC. So there's so many layers to having an abortion or a miscarriage or a stillbirth or a ectopic pregnancy or our child, transitioning soon after birth. There's so many different layers to this that are unresolved. We have a program for that. Sisters, I know it's hard for you a lot of times to even think about it because I still get extremely emotional when I think about my abortion. And it was a voluntary choice. I didn't think I was going to be able to take care of another baby. I was 19 with two. One was 2, the other was 6 months. And the kid's father was in the penitentiary. How do I do that? I'm young. I don't have any support. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have a whole lot of family. I didn't have any women in my life to support me. So I felt like that was the best decision. Do I still feel emotional behind that circumstance and experience? Yes. Yes, I do. Because I didn't really want to do it. But I felt like my hand was forced because I didn't see no other way. I was very, very young. I'm still very emotional. But the experience that I had in the clinic made it even more traumatic. It made it so much more it traumatized me so much more. Now, leaving the clinic, I'm crying. When I tell you I'm crying uncontrollably, y'all, I cannot stop crying. I caught the bus to the clinic, went and had the procedure, and turned around and caught the bus back. I remember getting on that bus, and I remember sitting all the way to the back, and bending my head down to continue to cry. Hey, Yvette, what's up, Pastor? I remember crying in the back of the bus. I remember that. I remember walking to my apartment and going to get my two boys who were upstairs with my neighbor and bringing them down and taking a shower because I felt dirty. I felt so dirty because it was a violation there. Somewhere in there was a violation. I didn't quite understand it. Why? Because I don't understand things like I understand them now that I have some kind of spiritual discernment. And now that spirit has downloaded different information into me due to the womb of my womb ministry. And because of that, I have a better understanding. But then I had no understanding. And I went and got some snacks for my two boys who were 2 and 6 months. And I put them in the bed with me. And I gave them some snacks, girl. And I remember, matter of fact, my youngest was 9 months. And I remember just going to sleep and crying myself to sleep. I remember crying myself to sleep. I had no one. And I didn't know how to deal with this loss. I didn't know how to deal with it. But guess what? We have some systems in place today. We have something here at Love My Womb Academy for the Spirit Baby Healing and Release Ceremony, September 22nd and 23rd. That's a Saturday from 8 to 6, both days. It is a weekend retreat, a 2-day retreat. Now, let me tell you, on Saturday, we are going to do deep womb revelation and womb work. We are going to do deep work. Do you hear me? When I say deep, you're going to go to another level of who you are in this work, because we're going to get to the actual core of the trauma. Here in Western medicine, all they do is give us a pill and tell us to go on. They deal with symptoms. They don't deal with causes. They don't deal with the core. And I need to tell you, every illness or every traumatic experience that we experience has a consciousness connected to it. Hey, Patrina. Hey, Karen. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Every illness and every traumatic experience has a consciousness connected to it. Until we tap into that consciousness, it is not resolved. Do you know how much shit we got up in us? Do you know how much shit we got up in us that is unresolved due to the fact we haven't even tapped into the consciousness of it? We still dealing with symptoms. Hey, Sydney. Now, let me tell you something. You know, you see on TV, they got all these new medications, right? All these new medications. You got a migraine headache. Take this pill. It's going to help you with your migraine headache. But shit, it got 10 different side effects. Okay, and then they run them off real quick so you can barely hear them. Okay, yes, take this pill 3 times a day and then you're going to experience diarrhea. You're going to experience suicidal thoughts, high blood pressure. It may cause diabetes and it may cause hemorrhaging. What the hell? What? So I got one headache, but I'm going to have a slew of side effects, and then they're going to end up giving me some pills for that has other side effects. Time out for this, y'all. Time out for this. We have to get to the core and the consciousness of the illness and of the trauma. That's the only way we're gonna be able to release it. Putting a Band-Aid on it, just merely talking about it, and taking a pill for it, and feeling real good about it. Oh, okay, yeah, you made me feel good. We talked about it, all that. No, we have to get to the core of the consciousness. And that's what we're doing at the Spirit Baby Release and Recovery Healing Ceremony. That's what we're doing. We're getting to the core of the consciousness of it. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to deal with it. I have sisters calling me, asking me about it, but y'all not signing up. Why? Because of fear. Fear. You feel like if you don't deal with it, it's not happening. It's not relevant. That was years ago. It was years ago. I lost my baby years ago. I had an abortion years ago. I had a miscarriage years ago. Stillborn, it was years ago. Girl, I ain't even thinking about that no more. I guarantee you, let a commercial come on television that say one word and open up that whole dark door, and it will affect every part of your life. The very fact that you have not dealt with your abortion, your miscarriage, your stillbirth, your ectopic pregnancy, and the release of your baby. The very fact that you have not dealt with that is why you keep having issues with your level of abundance. Because our wombs are directly connected to our abundance. They are fertile. Many of us have an angry spirit baby still in our wombs because we haven't released the contract. There's a contract. Okay? I'm not telling you this to scare you, sisters. I'm telling you this to let you know that we have something available to you now. We have something available to you. Spirit has downloaded in me a program to help my sisters and myself. So, for those of you who truly want to heal and release the contract to the child that you lost, for the child that transitioned, whether you did it voluntarily or involuntarily, we must release the contract and the residual traumatic energy that is in our wombs. I need you to call me at 337-944-9131 and register for this healing retreat experience. It is the Spirit Baby Healing and Release Ceremony. I need you to call and sign up for this and register. It is only $387 for 2 days. $385 for 2 days. So the first day, Saturday, what you can expect is we will be doing spirit plant-based medicines, because we will have you opened up in order to do the deep womb work, the energetic clearing, sacred sound healing, breath work, journal work, ritual work, and more. We are actually going to do a ritual to release the spirit baby. And it needs to be done. It needs to be done. You don't have to walk around anymore with that pain that you stuffed and stored away in the darkest crevices of your soul like it didn't happen. Consciousness and spirit and your soul knows that it happens, no matter if you never mention it again. It's already in the consciousness of the universe. It happened. Stop running, sisters. Get the healing that you need for this traumatic experience of abortion, miscarriage, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancy, and our babies crossing over through SIDS. I'm telling y'all, I don't know how much more passionate I can be about this other than I'm doing the work for myself. I'm doing the work for myself to get over my trauma of having my abortion. So there is deep layers to this. It is just not, oh, I got pregnant. Oh, I went on and released it. Or, oh, I got pregnant. Oh, and I couldn't hold it. Why couldn't you hold it? For those of us who've had miscarriages and stillbirths, why? Miscarriages in particularly, why couldn't you hold it? Or why can't you hold it? There's something going on there spiritually and in the consciousness of your womb that needs to be healed and released so that you can gain your fertility. For those women who are my sisters who have experienced stillbirths, why is it that during 6, 7, 8 months, 8, 9 months of development in your womb, the baby decides to leave in transition? Why? Why? These are things you've asked yourself, but you haven't said it out loud. You've kept it in. You've held it. You've held it. Well, we're going to get to some of that. We're going to get to some of that. Yes, Saturday is a day of deep, deep healing work. Okay? Sunday is a day of recovery. Rest and recovery. Because you are going to go through so many different healing experiences on Saturday. Sunday, you're going to need to rest and recover. So we have our sister Demetria Blount coming in, massage therapist, to give massages to get a lot of this trauma out of your muscle memory. After you've done some plant-based medicines and some deep healing work, energetic clearing and some sacred sound healing and some journaling and some breath work and some rituals and more. Yeah, now we got to help you get it out your muscle memory. Now we got to really help you release it out of that womb space. Now that you've raised up all of the emotional and psychological and DNA attachments to it, now we have to get it out the body. So there's a process to this. And we're not giving any of these tools when we leave these clinics and these hospitals and these doctors' offices. We're not giving any of these tools. But we have them. We have them in place for you. And there's no reason. And I'm giving it away basically for $385. That's a 2-day full retreat of, when I say healing, deep healing. This program alone costs anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000 with all of the healing work that we will be providing for you. I am sharing it with my sisters for $385 because there has to be an exchange for what it is you want. So if you truly want to heal from abortion, miscarriage, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancy, baby crossing over from SIDS, or any other reason the baby crossed over within the first 3 months of life, you need to get with this program at Love My Womb Academy. That's what we do here. We create healing for the womb and also raise the vibration of the womb so that we can heal the nation. Because all life comes through the womb. All fertility is through the womb. Abundance through the womb. Your money is associated to your creativity, which comes through your womb. Stop playing. Stop playing with yourself. Go take care of your business. You can't say you healing if you're not doing the work. And yeah, I know a lot of us don't want to touch this because it's painful. But we have to learn how to get through the pain so we can get to the other side. Because on the other side is happiness and healing and activity and love. And yes, you're going to have some fear. You're going to have some fear. I have fear. Yeah, me. What? I'm just courageous. Because you know why? Courage is not the absence of fear. It's being scared and doing that shit anyway. That's courage. Everybody I know struggling to get to the other side is scared, knocking in their damn boots. But they still doing it. They still doing it. They moving through the fear. They moving through the pain. You got to move through the pain. You can't let it sit in your body and start creating cancer and fibroids and PCOS and endometriosis. You can't let it fester. You have to deal with the trauma and the pain. You have your sister's support here. We want to support you. That's why I have develop the program. That's why Spirit has downloaded the program into me to share with you. I want to share it, sisters. And yes, it's okay to come in fear because we got you. We got you. We call on our sisters because we are our sister's keeper. And like I said, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, it's of no judgment to us. That's not why we're doing it. We're doing it solely for the healing and freedom that comes with this program. I love you too, Patrina. Thank you. Hey, Shar. Hey, Malika, baby. Yes, we come to you with healing, release, and recovery. September 22nd and 23rd. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. If you are serious about getting this healing work among your sisters and being in the comforts of our bosom, of our love, of our commitment to the sisterhood, to the family, to the community, to building our nation. Because that's what it's about. It's about us getting ourselves together for ourselves and our families and our communities. And most of all for ourselves, because if we ain't right, guess what? Ain't nothing right. You already know how this goes, sisters. We take care of the families. We take care of the children. We take care of the men. We are fertile on so many more levels than just having children. Hey, Amani Sugar. We are so fertile. We fertile on so many levels and areas of life. We create houses and make them homes. We could take 3 ingredients and make a meal. I remember my grandmother cooking a pot of beans, and we had chili dogs, bean burritos, and beans and rice with cornbread. That was 3 meals off of them beans, y'all. Hey, Jessie, sweetie. Yes. We make children into adults. We create. That's what we do. We are creatresses. Every woman stands between the spirit world and the physical world at all times. We have the magic and the power to see into things and make things happen and to create abundance. We have that naturally. But we stand between the spirit world and the physical world because the Most High is using our womb, our portal, to plenish the earth, to populate the earth. So we incubate and house spirit and create human life. It don't get no more godlier than that. That's why I can call you goddess, because that's what you are. You working right next to the highest creative energy, to the highest source of love. We work side by side with the Creator. I dare you reduce yourself to be a mere mortal when you create life on so many levels. There's nothing mortal about you, sister. You got magic all up in your blood. I put a post up the other day using tarot and astrology and shells and things like that to see into what's to come. That's not being a witch. That's called being an in-tune woman. That's called using your goddess space. And the Most High has given us tools to use. Now I want you to use your self-love tool. And I want you to choose yourself today. And I want you to come and join us. Those of you who feel you need it in your soul, those of you who hear me right now, hear me later, whenever you have the opportunity to listen to this video, I want you to seriously think, are you ready to release the trauma that's been associated with your abortions, your miscarriages, your stillbirths, your ectopic pregnancies, and the release and transition of your children who have come here to bless us, if it wasn't but just for a few months. We got you. We love you. We want you to have it. I want you to have it. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. And it's coming from the deepest place in my heart. I love you, dear sister. Join us September 22nd and 23rd, 2019 for Spirit Baby Healing and Release Ceremony. Call us and register at 337-944-9131. Peace and blessings. Serious inquiries only. If you're ready to move through the pain and the fear, we can do it together. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Check us out. LoveMyWombAcademy.com, and also our online classes at LoveMyWombAcademyOnline.com. Mwah! Peace and blessings.